among the students. They have the power. Let me ask, who has the power?
They do.
The students have the power. You know, and we have a very successful peer ambassador program that has grown that we want to see in every school. Have
How
any
many
of you
have heard of that?
I'm gonna ask you. Did anybody hear about it's about a few months ago about an 8-year-old boy in Cincinnati who was knocked out? Well, this is the youngest. Actually, 6-year-old is now the youngest who took her life. But this 8-year-old boy was knocked out for 7.5 minutes. The bully knocked him out. The kids walked over him, kicked him, mocked him, laughed at him. Went through 2 days of horrific things at school and mockery and teasing that he took his life. Now, the mother did not even see the video until after the fact. She was never even exposed to this. She had not even a clue that he was, after he came to, they never called the mother and told them that he sat in the nurse's office for a couple hours. There's still things that are under investigation that are coming too. But what do you think what do you think all the kids were, what was the name of all the ones that just walked over them and kicked them and did all that? What do you call that?
Bullies.
Bullies. And what about the ones that just watched?
Bystanders.
Bystanders. Now, do you think if just one of those kids would have came by and said, you know what, knock it off, stop. You know, I'm going to take care of Sam. You know, leave him alone. Could have changed. That young boy could be here today. And you know, go ahead.
No, that's, you know, it can't be illustrated any better than that, Linda.
And the last thing I want to share with you is we had. There is no organization that we have, a nonprofit that we have been able to find that exists almost in this nation. We have a lot of people who will come in and speak. We had Annie Jorgensen, who happens to be Miss High School America, and she was from Mequon. And she tried so hard to attach herself to an organization because Crown Cares, creating a respectful environment in schools, dealt with bullying. She could not find anywhere in the state of Wisconsin that she could attach herself to speak for free all over Wisconsin, so that the following year she could show what she had accomplished. She spent 6 weeks. She went to Boston, Montana, Stockholm. She tried them all, but couldn't find anybody that answered the phone. Well, guess what? We answered the phone, and we had Annie speak to hundreds of schools at no cost because that was part of her platform. And then when she went to Florida to present, out of all the pageant people that got to present, Annie had a full platform of how she got to make an impact in schools. And she did, because one night at a movie night, a gentleman came up to Annie and said, Annie, thank you. Well, sure, of course, yeah. No, Annie, thank you. I was going to do something tonight. And then Annie just said, oh, and realized that his life was saved that night. So here we are. We're not going away. We answered the phone. And thank you all for being here. And now we just want to open it up for some questions for the...
Yeah, if we got any questions, Scott, you might have to go soon.
Yeah, unfortunately, it would be rude. I have a client to and he was kind enough to take a break from our meeting, promised and I would return. So I'll be able to stick around for about 10 or 15 more minutes, so thank you.
One of the things as it relates to Scott's industry of the law, in Wisconsin, there are 2 communities, I remember one of them specifically, that have now passed ordinances in the municipalities, Stein-Holding, that makes it an ordinance violation for a child to commit a bullying offense. That child gets 1 warning. The second time they do it, it's a $366 fine. If they do it again in the next year, the parents get fined $688. I mean, that's what it's come to. But think about it. There's a better way. As Linda said, we have the power to stop this. We need to step in when that opportunity presents itself. In whatever manner you feel comfortable with. As much as, if you're bullying her and I see it, I can take her by the shoulder and say, hey, I gotta talk to you right away. I can't wait, and just lead her away. It's as simple as that. Dr. Meskey's talked about hope. That's what we give, our organization does. His leadership has helped us build our organization, that we provide hope. There's somebody there that will listen to you. There's somebody there that cares. And I'm sure all of you in this room, after we leave, are going to start caring a little more. Annie had a perfect presentation. She's, as we talked about before, the negativity in your life that keeps beating you down and you keep thinking about it and internalizing it. And Annie had a message that says, here's this jar. What do you want to fill it with? You want to fill it with depressive things, angry things, all those things that make you feel that way? No. Think about the things in your life that you like. Maybe your family, your brothers and sisters, your friends that are into a certain, and she just kept filling the jar with balls about things that anybody could find out in their life that they like. Pretty soon that jar is full and there is no more room for the negativity. So that's what we're all associated with our organization, creating Upstanders. Our whole program is about it. I'm happy I had a chance to listen to Linda Lee and stuck with her for two and a half hours that afternoon, because she finally impressed on me that she had the right idea of how to do this, and the powers with you. So, do we have any questions? Or do we have any stories you'd like to share? Yeah.
Hi, my name's Denise. So, what if it's bullying in the family? Like, I'll just give you the Reader's Digest version. He knows.
It could be a long story.
Yeah, so I have an aunt, she's emotionally unstable, she has really bad anxiety. We used to be close, and then she started treating me different and like not so nice, and my dad told me, well, Denise, it's because you're the apple of my eye, and she's jealous of that, because you're my daughter and you're my baby and stuff. But it's like, I never try to just keep my dad on myself. I'm definitely willing to share and stuff, but he's like, it's this jealousy in her, and it's just within her. And so I've tried, being nice and stuff, and I've tried staying out of her way, and it's not good enough. And like, I surprised some of my family, because my uncle was going to be in a play, and his wife was there, so they knew. But my mean aunt and uncle, they didn't know I was going to be there. But yeah, I saw them, and him and his friend, they were sitting near them, and so I hugged everyone, and I treated everyone nice. And then afterwards, we were all talking and stuff, and I thought everything went great. And my aunt even gave him a compliment, like, oh, you should try out for plays and stuff. You have a great voice and stuff. And then I noticed my aunt pointing to me, and I was like, oh, what are you all talking about? She's like, yeah, I was saying how your dad didn't want to move to Milwaukee when he wanted to move to Chicago. I'm like, okay. Then later on, he told me that she
was being randomly critical, is the short answer.
Yeah, like.
And it's like, oh, what do you do with that backbiting sort of gossipy
And
talk?
like she was telling him like, oh, Denise bought her boyfriend to the grandma's funeral, the stone dedication in 2013. So something in 2013, she's like, she shouldn't have bought him. They weren't married at the time. That was just her boyfriend. We didn't know well enough. And she was trying to get him to agree with him on that. And I don't know his response.
Well, the point is, what do you do about that? Because my response was just, oh, I need to talk about other things.
So, but yeah, that was, but that's just how she is. So I know my way of handling it is just don't be alone with her. Because when I used to talk with her, if she started acting weird and stuff, I would never be on the phone with her alone. It was just her and my uncle. I would make sure they're both on the phone. But then it's just got so bad that I don't even talk to her at all. And I would send her calls straight to voicemail. And we still send birthday cards, Christmas cards, but I know I can't cut her out completely because there's other family. Like her husband's really nice. And
You're asking a great question, what can be done, right?
yeah, and my dad knows
Happens in
his
a
sister's
family.
not all there. Like,
What would you say?
oh,
Well, have you sat down with her, just you and her, and just tell her that you changed, and then just keep it real, keep it open, and because sometimes we realize realize that we're doing it, but we not realize that we're doing it. You know, and just tell her how it makes you feel, and say, you know, just, you know, try to get her to open up and how she really feels. If that doesn't work, you know, at least you try and you put it out there and you put her on notice that I know that you changed on me, and I don't like the way you treated me, and what's, you know, my dad said this. Is this true? You know, and just try to keep it, you know, keep it open, honest, and like that. Now, if she continues that, then that's when you want to tell her, say, I don't like to pull away from you because this is affecting me and it's affecting everybody else in the family. So I'm just letting you know, just, you know, be open and honest with her, and so she can't go back and say, well, I didn't talk to her, I didn't say this, or, you know, whatever. But at least she knows that how she's treating you is affecting you and everybody around in the family. But I mean, that's the best thing that you can do is just be open and honest within the family, because like I said, at the end of the day, you guys are still family.
See, I think a conversation that ought to happen in homes and in schools is, at least periodically, families and classrooms ought to ask the question, does it matter in this family or in this class how we make each other feel? There's really only one correct answer to that. So it really puts the question out there to see, well, then if so, why does this happen? I think a second thing, which Tracy reinforced, is you have to set boundaries. And if somebody doesn't stop what they should stop, they have to be excluded. You have to get away, because if we don't, now this is a very important point, I think. If we don't react appropriately, if you're going to keep doing that, you're not welcome. If we don't react appropriately, we don't react, we reinforce. We allow it to happen again. So that exclusion might be a very important thing, like being suspended from school for 2 days. That's an exclusion. But that question, does it matter how we make each other feel? Think of the many times that could be asked. Because if you be quiet after you ask it, there's only one correct answer. I was going to say no, so I'm sorry.
No, I apologize. I don't know if this will necessarily help. I'd like to think that it will at some level. And that is, if you just sort of remove yourself from the question that you asked and just think about it generally, about why people sometimes are uncomfortable with other people, and then you add the layer that now you're dealing with a family member. The first thing I would suggest is, and I'm not trying to sound like I'm teaching you anything, it's just a suggestion, is don't assume or think that what your aunt believes of you is accurate. In other words, you have a belief or a feeling, at a minimum, that the reason she projects the way she does is for the reasons you told us today. But what if, and I'm not saying you're wrong, but what if there are other pieces to it that you're not familiar with? And so I think what Dr. Meske has said, and certainly what Tracy has said, is knowing that you're uncomfortable given the present relationship that you have every right to approach your aunt and try and have a conversation, but instead of, say, accusing her of projecting it away, you can say, hey, this is what I'm feeling at times. Never say all the time, but at times when I'm around you, am I right? Am I wrong? And you can build a dialogue, and you're not putting her on the defensive, because as we all know, when you put people on the defensive, they react in a way that can hurt. But instead, if you're trying to create a dialogue, you may not bridge the relationship 100%, but at least you've created the ability to have a conversation. And I guess along with that, there's the old adage, you can pick your friends, not your family. And so knowing that, and we all come from families where we have relationships with folks that are stronger in some ways with others, and no relationship is equivalent. I would say again, if you believe in yourself and your feelings are real, and I'm sure they are, then just try and have a conversation. Really, like Tracy said, you have nothing to hide, but you don't want to